Are you feeling frustrated with your twin flame connection? Wondering if separation will ever end? Ready to give up on your twin and on the whole journey? Well, the thing is, if you say you're ready to give up your twin, you're effectively saying you're ready to give up on yourself. This journey is about you and your healing. And when you understand that, you'll actually never give up. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing, and I've seen it with so many people. I'm giving up. I'm sick of it. Always continuing to chase. Always frustrated with their twin's behaviour. And never understanding that it's their behaviour that they need to look at. Your twin is a reflection of you. So everything they do is effectively what you need to do, or what you need to heal as well. So if they're running, you're effectively running as well. If they're not changing their behavior, that means you're not changing your behavior either. The whole concept of a twin flame connection is effectively just for, it's most important to do your own inner work. This is a transformative journey, as with any spiritual awakening journey, but with a twin flame journey, you're here to discover your unconditional love. That light within yourself, because you're not going to find it anywhere else. And you're never going to find it in your twin flame unless you find it in yourself first. What you seek in them, you need to find in yourself first. It all comes back to you. And I say it over and over again. You can't expect them to choose you if you don't choose yourself. And you can't expect them to choose themselves either if you don't choose yourself. Because this is the most important thing. This is the one thing that we have to learn. Choosing ourselves is what will bring us back together. What will bring us into divine inner union first, and then divine outer union. But if we're not choosing ourselves, our twin flame is not going to choose themselves either. You know, you keep saying that they have this to do, they have this decision to make, they have to walk away from these people, they have to make these choices in their lives. But your life is reflected to that too. Now, you might have cleared out your own clutter and changed your environment and walked away from people already, but there will be still some things in your life that you need to change or transform. Because every single thing, once again, I'll say it, is a reflection of them. What they're doing, you're doing as well. And, you know, I've said this before. You know, we think that our twin flame is running, but so are we. You know, and we keep questioning, why do they keep leaving? Why are they with somebody else? Why are they doing this? It's because you still haven't chosen yourself, and you're chasing, and you're literally in this desperation energy. And I know what that's like. I do. And, you know, I know when we're in the depths of the journey, we forget that it's about us. And, you know, I have gone through this roller coaster ride. And it took me a long time to choose myself. It took me a long time to understand even what that was like. And to feel empowered, because we're disempowering ourselves every time we chase, or disempowering ourselves every time that we're questioning the outcome. That's the biggest thing. Are you sitting there waiting for it to happen tomorrow? Because it's not going to happen tomorrow. If you've done the healing, it could happen tomorrow. But if you're still in that energy of, I need this, when is it going to happen? When are they coming back? Why aren't they doing the work? This is that energy. It's actually repelling energy, and it keeps it further away. We have to get to a place of complete detachment, complete surrender. Surrender to the fact it doesn't matter when it happens, and it doesn't matter whether it does or it doesn't. You have to get to such a fulfilling place of unconditional love within yourself that you do not need divine union. That's the cherry on the cake. That's the reward after. But you have to get to a place where that's not it's not the be all and end all. We have to let go. I know that sounds weird. You know, when you let go, when you detach, you're not giving up on your twin flame, and you're not giving up on yourself. You're just choosing yourself. There's a big difference. You know what I mean? When you're saying I'm giving up on this journey, you're effectively saying I'm giving up on myself. And I think that really triggers me when people say that. It's just like, I'm giving up on this. I'm going to go find a soulmate. It's like, oh my God, heal your fucking shit. I'm sorry. But this is complete avoidance of what you need to do. I'll say it again. The twin flame journey is about you. And like, you are your twin effectively. But if you heal your stuff, your twin flame will be mirror that energy and heal their things as well. And then they will come into union. But if you don't heal you, they'll never heal themselves. You know, and we always, even in any kind of relationship, we always blame the other person. Every trigger we get, we're like, you know, fuck them, what the fuck, like, do you know, and every trigger is your own to heal. You know, so like you're angry with them, you're giving up on them, you're effectively pushing them away with your energy. You know, nothing is like, I've heard this before as well. I came back and they're in the same energy. Nothing has ever changed. Nothing has changed since the last time I spoke. But have you done anything in the last time you spoke? Anyway, the last time you spoke to them, like, have you done any work? And you know, one great way to measure your twin flame energy and your twin flame dynamic and whether or not they're doing the inner work is, are you growing? Like, if you're stagnant and not doing the work and wondering why they're stagnant and not doing the work, it means you've got to do the work. You know, so look back on every, like, you know, one thing is a big one for this journey is that depths of healing that we do go through. Those triggers that we go through, their behavior, what they have done to hurt us effectively, but you know, they're not deliberately hurting us. It's a trigger for what's within us. But all those dark nights of the soul, all that deep, dark depression, did you come out stronger? If you came out stronger, it means you're doing the inner work. Is your life starting to flow? Another objective of the twin flame dynamic is your divine mission. You have to come into mission on your own first. Like, one of the biggest mistakes I made or thought was that I had to wait for my twin flame before I could do my life purpose. So that kept me stagnant. It was like, I don't know what my purpose is. I'm just going to sit here and wait. I twiddle my thumbs and wait for them to come back. And then effectively, that's when I'll have my purpose. But you have to find your purpose first. It all starts with you. If you want divine union, you need to come back to yourself. Don't give up on them, because I keep saying it, oh, you're giving up on you. And I just, those words, I'm sick of him, or you know, I'm giving up on this. I don't want this anymore. You're saying that you do not want to heal. You know, when we say we're going to call in a soulmate or you're giving up on your twin flame, that means you're not doing the healing either. If they're not healing, it means you're not healing. You know, and you saying that we have to get to this place of not needing external validation. This place of being okay on your own. Not okay on your own, more than okay on your own. You don't need them, you want them. That's a big difference. You know what I mean? And then, you know that you don't need to be in a soulmate connection while you're healing your shit, because it just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. If you're in love with your twin flame, why would you go with somebody else? That's deception towards yourself and the person. That's just wrong. You know what I mean? And you've got so much healing to do, and you bring somebody else into that dynamic. That's so unfair. But what I'm saying is, like, you're giving up on your whole life if you give up on your twin flame. You're giving up on your path, your journey to your purpose if you give up on your twin flame. And, like, as I said, it's not about the union, but saying the words I give up on them is effectively saying the words you give up on you. And I think that's what gets me. You have to understand that everything about this comes back to you. Everything in this journey is a reflection of you. Everything they do is a reflection of you. So ask yourself, every question, I've said this before, every question you ask about them, why are they still stagnant? Why aren't they making these choices? Look at your own life. Where do you need to make these choices? Where do you need to change? You know, and I see this in my life and my twin flame dynamic. You know, I keep wondering why he hasn't making the choices to choose himself. Why does he still keep running around for other people when he should be choosing his life and his path? But there's other things that I can see in my life that I've still been stagnant in areas as well, where I haven't chosen myself, where I've been staying in this comfort zone energy, where I've been afraid to expand. So, you know, that's the reflection. It might look different. I've walked away from a lot of people in my past. So I've done that hard part of changing my environment. but I still have other things that I have to work on. And I know this, and this is one thing I keep saying as well. I've had to keep saying to myself, the longer the separation, it just means that you have more to heal. If you're sitting there kind of going, oh my, and I've done this so much. We all have. It gets, you're in this high energy, you're doing the healing and stuff, and then another week passes and you're like, Jesus, are they ever going to get, and that spiral comes in again. You're like, are they ever going to contact again? Is this ever going to happen? Why are they ghosting? And it's just like, then that has to come back again to you, and you have to go, where am I running? What am I hiding from? Where am I being triggered? And I love this actually lately, and you'll notice this yourself. As we ascend and as we get closer to divine union, the triggers, they get, how do I explain it? They're hard, they're emotional, but they're healed quicker. So like last weekend, for example, I've been kind of on and off now the last few weeks. I've had a lot of emotions, a lot of triggers, a lot of fear-based energy. I think collectively all of us divine feminines, actually the divine masculines as well, we've all been going through this energy of fear, jealousy, fear of not being chosen, this unworthiness wound again. And the emotions have been high and low. But I think what I'm trying to say is they're getting shorter. So like, for example, Friday, Saturday last weekend, I was in an awful state, absolutely awful state, really emotional, really, really fucked up like. And then come Sunday, Monday, I'm back in this energy of being high again and literally in my element and knowing everything is okay. So this is the thing, our rounds of healing are getting shorter and shorter. That's a great sign for union coming in. Really great sign. If you're doing the inner work, like this is the thing, it's the same with the dark night of the soul. It's going to last as long as the wounding that's still within you. So I've had prolonged dark nights of the soul, really long ones. And that just shows what needs to be excavated or healed or, removed. And lately, all my triggers or my emotional, I won't say outbursts, but my emotions and my triggers have become shorter. Like for me to heal that quickly over the weekend when I was in a really, down place for a couple of days, I came out of it quicker than I have ever, I'd say. And that is a great sign. So all of this, it's to do with you. It's to do with your up-leveling, your ascension, your growth, you choosing yourself, you setting those boundaries with people. Now, this is for both divine masculine and divine feminine. How do you choose yourself? You look after your health and your well-being. You do your own inner work. You remove toxic people from your environment. You choose your life and your path over the life that you were stuck in. You escape that matrix and choose your life purpose. You remove unhealthy dynamics from your life. You stop doing the things that are actually making you unhealthy or weak, and you start doing things that are right for you, no matter what people say. You learn to let go of the people that are no longer a part of, no longer going to be a part of your life. And it's very important to do that. We have to choose ourselves. In choosing ourselves, our twin flame will be able to choose themselves as well. If we make our decisions for our growth, our twin flame will make their decisions for their growth as well. This is so important. So ask yourself all those questions. Where do I need to change? Stop looking at them. Stop chasing them. Stop wondering when they're going to come back. Ask yourself, what am I running from? What do I still need to heal? And ghosting is processing anyway. We all need that. Every time we contact or have contact with our twin flame physically, we end up going into this another activation of healing. So understand that you could end up having one text message and then not having anything for 2 or 3 days. But that's a part of the process. It is a process. Every contact initiates another trigger that needs to be healed. But it is bringing you closer to union. And it's like, don't give up on this. This is a divine love. You didn't remember you were a twin flame just to suffer. That's one thing I'll say as well. You're not you might say that this journey is hard, which it is. You're doing a lot of deep inner work, deep inner work. And it is a roller coaster of a journey. But if you're not at the stage where you're saying every step is worth it. And no matter what, ever since I started awakening, even before I realized I was a twin flame, every pain I went through was worth it. Because when you escape the matrix or start to escape the matrix, you look back on how miserable your life really was. And you say to yourself, no matter how much pain and trauma I have to resurface and heal, it's never going to be as bad as living the life I was living. And that's a fact. So if you're still going through the energy of, this is hard, this is shit, I want to give up, it means you've a lot more to heal. You need to get to the stage where you're saying, this is all worth it. Because every time I come out of a trigger, oh my God, I'm a transformed version of myself. You know, every week, every day, I'm stronger than I was yesterday. I really am. And this is the whole objective. Your growth, your life, and choosing yourself. So don't give up on your twin. Don't give up on your connection. And don't give up on yourself. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today. I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path. Also, I have my first free webinar tomorrow, Friday the 8th of August at 6 p.m. Ireland UK time. I'll be speaking on healing after narcissistic abuse, inner child healing, inner teen work, and shadow work. If you want more information, just comment below.